May 5, 1945, the final days of World War II in Europe. On a mountaintop in the Austrian Alps, an extraordinary battle is about to unfold. A battle unlike any other in the entire war. American soldiers and German Wehrmacht troops will stand together, defending a medieval castle against a common enemy. This is not fiction. This is history. This is the story of the strangest battle of World War II. The Battle of Castle Itter. Castle Itter stands in the Tyrolean Alps, near the village of Itter, Austria, built in the 13th century. This medieval fortress overlooks the valley below. Strong walls, commanding position. For centuries, it served as a symbol of power and protection, but in 1943, the Nazis transformed it into something sinister. Castle Itter became a sub-camp of Dachau concentration camp. However, this was no ordinary prison. The SS designated it Feuerfling, honor prisoners. These were not common inmates. These were high-value French prisoners, people whose names carried weight across Europe. Who were these prisoners? Édouard Daladier, former Prime Minister of France, the man who signed the Munich Agreement in 1938. Paul Reynaud, another former Prime Minister. He had opposed the armistice with Nazi Germany in 1940. General Maurice Gamelin, Supreme Commander of French forces at the start of the war. General Maxime Weygand, Gamelin's successor, who had commanded French forces during the fall of France. François de Larocque, leader of the French Social Party and decorated First World War veteran. Marie-Agnes Caillaux, sister of Charles de Gaulle, imprisoned for her connection to the Free French leader, Jean Baratra. The bounding Basque, a tennis champion who had won Wimbledon and served in the French resistance. Michel Clemenceau, son of Georges Clemenceau, the legendary French Prime Minister from World War I. The Nazis kept them here, isolated, controlled, hostages for potential negotiations, or leverage for a regime that was rapidly collapsing. For nearly 2 years, these prisoners lived under guard in the castle. The conditions were better than most concentration camps, but they were still prisoners, still uncertain of their fate, still aware that the SS could execute them at any moment. By late April 1945, Nazi Germany is in its death throes. The Red Army is in Berlin. American and British forces are sweeping across southern Germany. The Third Reich has mere days left. On May 3, 1945, the SS guards at Castle Itter receive orders: evacuate. The camp commander, Sebastian Wimmer, makes a decision. He leaves. He takes most of his SS guards and flees into the mountains. The prisoners are left behind, abandoned. But freedom brings a new terror. The region is still dangerous. Fanatical SS units roam the countryside. These are not regular Wehrmacht soldiers ready to surrender. These are true believers. Waffen-SS troops who refuse to accept defeat. They have standing orders: execute all camp prisoners, leave no witnesses to Nazi atrocities. The French prisoners understand their situation. The war is ending, but they might not survive to see peace. The castle is isolated. No allied forces nearby. No protection. They are trapped on a mountaintop with death squads searching the valleys below. They need help. Desperately. One of the prisoners, a Czech cook named Andreas Krobit, volunteers for a dangerous mission. He will leave the castle and try to find American forces. He slips away on May 4th, cycling down the mountain roads, hoping to reach the Americans before the SS finds the castle. Meanwhile, something unexpected is happening in the nearby town of Wurgel. Major Joseph Gangl, said to his friends, a German Wehrmacht officer, 35 years old, with neatly trimmed mustaches and the bearing of a professional soldier. He wears the field grey uniform of the Wehrmacht, the traditional German army, not the black of the SS. Gangl is no Nazi. He joined the military before Hitler came to power. He fought because it was his duty. But as the war dragged on, his disillusionment grew. The atrocities, the fanaticism, the senseless destruction. By 1945, Gangl knows the war is lost. More importantly, he knows it should be lost. On May 3rd, as Germany collapses, Gangl makes a decision: that will define his legacy. He will resist the SS. In the town of Wurgel, he joins with local Austrian resistance fighters. Together, they work to protect the town from SS units that want to fight to the last man. Then Krobit arrives. The Czech cook from Castle Itter brings news of the French prisoners. Gangel immediately understands the danger. He knows the SS. He knows what they will do if they find those prisoners. Gangel has only 14 Wehrmacht soldiers under his command. Not enough to defend the castle. He needs American help. He sends a message to the approaching US forces. Captain John C. Lee Jr. Friends call him Jack, an American officer of the 12th Armored Division, 23rd Tank Battalion. In his early 30s, lean, with a square jaw and the confident bearing of a combat veteran, he wears the standard olive drab uniform of the US Army, an M1 steel helmet on his head. Lee has been fighting across Europe for months: France, Germany, Austria. He has seen the concentration camps. He knows what the Nazis are capable of. When he receives Gangel's message about French VIPs trapped in a castle, surrounded by SS units, he does not hesitate. This is a rescue mission. Lee assembles a small relief force. He has limited resources. Most of his battalion is spread across the region, dealing with surrendering German units and securing territory. He can spare only 14 men, 1 M4 Sherman tank, and a few vehicles. On the morning of May 5th, Lee's force moves toward Castle Itter. At a checkpoint, they meet Major Gangel and his German soldiers. This moment could go wrong in countless ways. These men were enemies days ago, weeks ago, years ago. American soldiers and German Wehrmacht, face to face, armed, but Lee extends his hand. Gangel shakes it. The alliance is formed. Together, Americans and Germans drive toward the castle. Lee's Sherman tank leads the way, with Gangel's Kuba wagon following. The column moves through the mountain roads. They reach Castle Itter by mid-morning. The French prisoners watch from the windows, hardly believing what they see. American and German soldiers arriving together, preparing to defend them together. Lee quickly assesses the situation. The castle is defensible, but barely. Medieval stone walls, a gatehouse, commanding high ground, but also vulnerabilities. The walls are old, the positions exposed. His force is tiny, less than 30 men total to defend a castle against an SS assault. Lee makes his dispositions. He positions his Sherman tank at the castle entrance, hold down to protect the gate. Machine guns on the walls, riflemen at key positions. He integrates Gangel's Wehrmacht soldiers into the defense. Americans and Germans side by side. Even some of the French prisoners take up weapons. Former generals and prime ministers become soldiers again. Tennis champion Jean Baratra insists on helping. Then they wait. The SS is coming. The attack begins in the early afternoon. May 5th, 1945. Approximately 100 to 150 Waffen SS troops, supported by an 88mm anti-tank gun, advance on Castle Itter. These are hardened fanatics, men of the 17th SS Panzergrenadier Division. They have been fighting for weeks, refusing to surrender. They know about the French prisoners. They have orders to eliminate them. The first shots ring out. Machine gun fire rakes the castle walls. The defenders return fire. Lee's Sherman tank engages SS positions. The 88mm gun opens up, its shells screaming toward the castle. The battle is ferocious. Captain Lee directs the defense from the gatehouse. He moves between positions, encouraging his men, coordinating fire. Major Gangel does the same. Two officers, former enemies, now fighting with a single purpose. The SS probes the defenses. They try to flank the castle, moving through the surrounding woods. American and German soldiers work together to repel each assault. They share ammunition when stocks run low, cover each other during reloading, call out enemy positions in a mix of English and German. The Sherman tank is critical. Its 75mm gun keeps the SS at bay, preventing them from rushing the gate. But the German 88 is a deadly threat. Shell after shell hammers the castle. Stone chips fly. Walls crack. One round finds its mark. The Sherman is hit, not destroyed, but damaged. The crew bails out, joining the infantry defense. Now the defenders have lost their heaviest weapon. The SS intensifies the assault. They sense weakness. More troops move forward. Machine gun fire increases. Mortar rounds begin falling inside the castle courtyard. The situation is desperate. The defenders are running low on ammunition. They have been fighting 4 hours. The SS has the numbers, the firepower, the momentum. And then, tragedy strikes. Major Joseph Gangel is moving through the castle, checking defensive positions. Near a window overlooking the main approach, he sees movement. An SS sniper is taking aim at one of the French prisoners, former Prime Minister Paul Reynaud, who is visible through an opening. Gangel does not hesitate. He steps into the line of fire, shielding Reynaud with his own body. The sniper's bullet strikes. Gangel falls. The German officer who chose honor over ideology, who defied his own countrymen to protect innocent lives, who stood with former enemies against evil. Joseph Gangel dies in the castle he defended, not for Hitler, not for the Reich, but for humanity. Captain Lee is stunned. He has lost on a lie, a brother in arms, but there is no time to grieve. The battle continues. The SS is still attacking. The castle must hold. The defenders fight on with renewed determination. Every man knows what Gangel sacrificed. They will not let his death be in vain. The French prisoners, including elderly generals and politicians, grab weapons and fight alongside the Americans and remaining Germans. Former tennis champion Jean Baratra performs an act of incredible bravery. He volunteers to escape the castle and run to nearby Wurgel to seek reinforcements. He vaults over the castle wall, sprints down the mountain under fire, and successfully reaches the town. His mission succeeds. By late afternoon, the situation at Castle Itter is critical. Ammunition is nearly exhausted. The SS is preparing a final assault. The defenders brace for what might be their last stand. Then, the sound of engines. Vehicles approaching, but from the opposite direction of the SS attack, American reinforcements. A relief column from the 142nd Infantry Regiment, alerted by Jean Baratra's desperate run, arrives at the castle. Tanks, infantry, heavy weapons. The SS, caught between the castle defenders and the new American force, breaks off the attack. They scatter into the mountains. Some surrender. Others flee deeper into Austria, still refusing to accept the war's end. The Battle of Castle Itter is over. The castle is secured. All the French prisoners survive. Americans and Germans have achieved the impossible. They have won, but victory comes with sorrow. Major Joseph Gangel is buried with full military honors in Wurgel. Captain Lee insists on it. A German soldier, honored by American troops and grateful French civilians. The town of WWII names a street after him, Gangelstrasse. It stands to this day. The French prisoners are liberated. They return to France, where they resume their lives in a free nation. They never forget the men who saved them. Americans and Germans, who stood together when it mattered most. The Battle of Castle Itter is the only time in World War II where Americans and Germans fought as allies. So why is this story so little known? The answer lies in the complexity of post-war narratives. In 1945, the world was not ready for stories of good Germans. The Wehrmacht was being judged alongside the SS for Nazi atrocities. The Nuremberg trials were beginning. The full horror of the Holocaust was being revealed. A story about honorable Wehrmacht soldiers did not fit the narrative. It complicated the simple division of heroes and villains that the world needed in 1945. Additionally, the battle was small. Less than 200 men total, combatants and prisoners. No strategic significance. The war was already over. Within days, Germany would officially surrender. Castle Itter became a footnote. But the tactical brilliance should not be overlooked. Captain Lee's defense was masterful. He used terrain, limited resources, and the courage of an improvised Allied force to hold against superior numbers. Major Gangel's integration of his men into a joint American-German command structure was unprecedented. The French prisoners' willingness to fight alongside their defenders showed remarkable courage. This battle proves something important: that even in humanity's darkest hour, honor can transcend nationality. That individuals can choose right over wrong, even when the world around them has descended into madness. Joseph Gangel chose honor. Jack Lee chose to trust a former enemy. The French prisoners chose to fight for their own freedom. Together, they wrote a chapter of history that deserves to be remembered. The Battle of Castle Itter, May 5, 1945. The strangest and perhaps the most hopeful battle of World War II. A reminder that courage and humanity can unite even those separated by war. That the line between enemy and ally is sometimes simply a choice. This is history worth remembering.